Getting pregnant with Carter was like trying to get pregnant with your first baby. It was a totally normal experience for us. So we didn't realize anything was wrong with our pregnancy. It wasn't until I went into labor and we realized that we needed to go to the hospital. We didn't know what to expect. I mean, it was a first baby. I didn't know anybody that had ever had a premature baby. He didn't cry because he was so early. He weighed 2 pounds and 12 ounces, and he was 14 inches long. And I barely got to see him before they took him.
And your child's in what we called his home. So it was basically a glass house. And you had to wash your hands every time, and you could reach in and do 2 holes in the side and touch him that way.
Carter was very touch or go. He was really sick at first. While at Dartmouth, it was discovered that Carter had a large PDA, which is a valve that didn't close in his heart. And he did have to receive doses of indomethacin to help try to close that valve. When we brought Carter home, it was probably the happiest and scariest day of my life.
It was scary. I don't have that uneasy feeling often, but he not knowing and not having that team behind you, not having the monitors to show when he was breathing properly and what was happening.
It was so wonderful to finally have that baby and be able to experience that feeling of having your baby with you at home. It was something I had longed for every single day, and leaving him at night in the NICU was so hard. So it was, almost surreal to have him finally be with us 75 days later. So deciding to have another baby was extremely difficult. It was a torn decision. We really were back and forth over whether or not we were going to have another baby.
I was glad that Carter was going to have a sibling. That was the first one. The second was, how could we do another NICU stay for 75 days?
Being pregnant with Aubrey, I thought that I was totally prepared to have another NICU experience. I figured that we had already done it and nothing would be different and it wouldn't be as hard this time around. I actually think it was harder because we had Carter at home and Aubrey in the hospital, and trying to divide my time between the two of them and not make either one feel neglected, and I was trying so hard to nurse Aubrey. Carter today is an incredibly healthy little boy. We are so lucky. You would never know looking at him that he was ever born premature. He does have some ongoing medical issues. The PDA that he was born with never did close, so he is followed by a pediatric cardiologist. Carter was never diagnosed with ROP, but he does have an enlarged optic nerve in one of his eyes. Carter also is diagnosed with high-functioning autism. He has had ongoing developmental delays. So the March of Dimes has impacted our family by providing research and also support for us in the NICU. Carter received surfactant, which without the March of Dimes wouldn't be available to premature babies like Carter.
Having someone there that understands and has done the research, there's all the different scenarios that could have happened that didn't happen because the research the March of Dimes does.
And on top of having the medical research, we also received emotional support from the March of Dimes while we were in the NICU. We would get care packages left at Carter's bedside. We still have books that we read that the March of Dimes donated to us. I had a kangaroo mirror, so when I was kangarooing with Carter, I could see his face when he was up against my chest. They've given us so much.
We try to give back to the March of Dimes as much as possible. We do a walk every year, and all of our friends and family walk with us.
And we'll continue to fundraise and give back to the March of Dimes as much as possible so that other babies like Carter and Aubrey have a chance. My children mean everything to me. I mean, I literally, when Carter was born, didn't think that we would be bringing Carter home with us. So to get him, to watch him now at 3.5, overcome all of the obstacles that he has. And now I get that same thing with Aubrey. I get to know that we're going to get to watch her develop into this beautiful little girl. Because of the March of Dimes, our family exists.